Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Be Quranic. Today is Thursday, the 21st of Sha'ban, 1446 Hijrah. That means Ramadan is just 9 days away, or maybe less, depending on Sha'ban, is 29 or 30 days. But are we prepared for the month of Ramadan? What are we doing? We should now be gearing up to prepare ourselves for Ramadan, get our Quran reading in order. If we've not been reading consistently, we have to start reading it consistently. We also should look into the translation of the Quran, familiarize ourselves with the surahs that the Imam is going to be reciting in the month of Ramadan, so that when we stand behind the Imam in Taraweeh prayers, we're not lost, because most of us don't speak or understand Arabic, but at least we have a general idea of what the Imam is reading. All right, today we are continuing our tafsir of Surah Rahman. Last week we managed to do Ayah 1 and Ayah 2. We've looked into the meaning of the word Rahman, and the word Rahman is not just mercy, it's also not just compassion, it's a very deep word. It talks about God's attribute of compassion, sustainer, mercy, all those beautiful attributes of Allah contained within the name Ar-Rahman. And this is why the name of Ar-Rahman is a special name. It's not like any other names. And you will find that in the Quran, Allah would usually pair up all other names, Sami'ul Alim, Hakimul Khabir, Azizul Hakim. But with Ar-Rahman, although it is paired, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, but Ar-Rahman also is the only name apart from Allah that appears alone. You have here Ar-Rahman, the beginning of a surah, one ayah, an entire ayah, just the name of Allah, Ar-Rahman. We've also explored the meaning of ayah. Ayah is not a sentence, ayah is a sign. That means every ayah, Allah is telling us, pause for a while, ponder. This is a sign, a miraculous sign from Allah. Ar-Rahman, we pause and we ponder. And then the manifestation of Allah's Rahman is Allama al-Quran. He taught us the Quran. He taught the Quran. We've explored the miraculous nature of the Quran and why the Quran is so important to us, and how we should always connect ourselves to the Quran. Today we continue. Allah says, "Khalaqal insan." Ayah number 3. "Khalaqal insan." Then Allah said, out of His Rahman, He created human. Now, let's look at the word human, insan. The linguists say that there are two sources of the word insan. One is uns, which means friendship, affection, because human beings are social creatures. We get lonely if we are alone. We just need to interact with others. And we saw this during COVID. A lot of people suffer depression because of the social distancing, the isolation required to curb the spread of the virus, because human beings are social creatures. We want affection, we want love, we want friendship. We need to talk to people. Uns, being affectionate, is one of the manifestation of Allah's Rahman. From Allah's infinite Rahman, Allah place a small amount of it in the hearts of humans. And you can see this through the love a mother shows for her children, and the love that even animals show towards their offspring. That love comes from Ar-Rahman. If you see a mother sacrificing herself, her rest, her free time, for the sake of her children. Now, if you can understand that love, take it to the extreme, Ar-Rahman, beyond our imagination. That is Allah's care and compassion towards us. So, uns within insan is a sign of Allah's Rahman. It reminds us that we have a God that is Ar-Rahman. Another root word for insan is nasya. Nasya means to forget. Now, the fact that humans are capable of forgetting is also a gift from Allah. It is a sign of Allah's compassion to us. Imagine if we cannot forget. Just take a simple example. How many times have we been angry to even our parents? But then over time heals all wounds. We forget about it and life goes on as usual. We forgive and we forget. And how we moved on in life despite all the traumatic experience, losses in life. Why? Because human beings have this ability to forget. So our ability to forget is a gift from Allah, that we should be grateful to this amazing gift. Now you may wonder, but then how is it a gift? I try to memorize the Quran, I forget. I try to memorize the Quran, I forget. That is an amazing gift by itself, because in order for you to memorize and retain the Quran, you have to repeat it over and over again. If you don't repeat it over a few days, you tend to forget it again. That's human being. To forget is human. But by repeating and maintaining your memorization, Allah will continuously reward you. Imagine every time you read one letter from the Quran, 10 hasanat. Now, Ar-Rahman, Alif, Lam, Ra, Ha, Mim, Noon, that is 60 hasanat if you read it and the most basic level without wudu. With wudu, increase even more. And in salah, it's multiplied even more. So, our ability to forget, that is a gift from Allah that allows us to move on from traumatic experiences, that allows us to also enjoy things over and over again. It also allows us an opportunity to gain lots of reward from Allah, because there are important things that we need to remember. We need to memorize the Quran. And if we don't repeat it, we forget. Now, repeating it gives us more reward from Allah Azza wa Jal. Allamahul Bayan. Another manifestation of Allah's Rahman is He taught us clear speech. He taught human being clear speech. Now, the ability to speak, to articulate our ideas, this is unique to human beings. In fact, this is something that astounded archaeologists and evolutionary biologists, because somewhere in history, according to their understanding of the development of human being, that we all are just animals, and then